In life, we don't always have the luxury of the road being straight. We don't always have the luxury of it being even. It's usually very rough, wobbly, filled with all sorts of twists and turns. But at the heart of it, what really matters is in the face of all those twists and turns, rough roads, all of those things, are you able to hold the course? Or do you get knocked off the course? And if you get knocked off course, are you able to rectify your situation, right? We're entering an important time where changes are definitely on the horizon. And inside of yourself, you're ready to commit to those particular changes. But the moment you commit is the moment that you begin to face all sorts of resistance, difficulty, challenges, chaos even. And when that chaos hits, that's when, quite often inside of ourselves, we begin to get uneasy. We begin to become unsettled. Now, on the 5th of November, Mars is going to enter Shatabhishak Nakshatra, and it will continue its transit there all the way through to the 28th of November. As that happens, about midway through that transit, between the 18th and the 28th, Mars will be forming angles with Jupiter and Saturn. Saturn in Purva Ashadha Nakshatra and Jupiter in Anuradha Nakshatra. So while this uneasiness and this unsettled energy is definitely part of the equation, and whilst you're likely to face some restrictions along the way, mixed in with that, it's going to help you to more deeply determine just how committed to a new path you are, just where your devotions lie, just how much you're willing to sacrifice. And it's going to do that by making your path confused, by making it uneasy, by making it unsettled. And probably the most unsettled part of that is the beginning of Mars's transit, because about the time you reach the 18th to the 28th of November, and we're entering into that period where there are the interaction between Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter, it's going to help to anchor you. But there's a lot of turbulent energy mixed in with this whole period, because the nakshatras of the three particular planets are so vastly different. You've got Mars in Shatabhishak, which is a moving and unsteady nakshatra, and equally it's a Jiva nakshatra, which is going to make it somewhat assertive, but it's assertive with a level of uneasiness. And then you've got Saturn in Purva Ashadha nakshatra, which is wanting to be forceful and recognizing I have to be true to myself. If I'm not going to be true to myself, I'm going to be experiencing an inner battle. When we're experiencing an inner battle, then it's obviously going to manifest as an external battle. But when you're able to be clear, and when you're able to be solid and true and honest with yourself, and equally approach things with a level of humility, then that's when you begin to see things more clearly. That's when you don't question where you're at. That's when you hit these challenges and you hit this chaos and you go, okay, sure, that may be a little bit of chaos, but I know where I stand, because you're taking the high road. You're rising above the situation and you're seeing things from a clearer perspective. You're purifying your vision so that you're able to see things more clearly, rather than getting caught up in the petty struggles externally, which really are a manifestation of you being unsettled and uneasy within yourself. And so sure, once you resolve that unsettled energy, does that mean the struggle's going to go away? No, definitely not. But the struggle within yourself is going to go away. And then you'll know the direction that you need to head in. Now, Jupiter is in Anuradha Nakshatra. You know, one quality of Anuradha Nakshatra is to help us to see things clearly, by giving us a proper sense of judgment. But Jupiter also is going to add a little bit to this wavering energy, because Jupiter's in a gentle and friendly nakshatra, and one level of it would like for everything to happen smoothly. It wants things to happen smoothly. It doesn't like that struggle. It wants things to be nice and gentle, and it just wants to be able to enjoy its path. Now, part of what's going on with this is a recognition within yourself that, you know what, I want to shift my life to a manner where I feel like I'm able to be truer to what I'm feeling inside of myself, and truer to my own, well, for lack of a better word, pardon the foofiness of it, truer to my own vibration, truer to what I know to be right for me. But as I'm doing that, I'm facing all this tension. I'm facing all this chaos. And I'm not really sure what to make of this chaos. Really, what's happening with this? Let's talk about this on a deeper level. We've spoken all the technobabble. Let's talk about this on a deeper level. You're being asked to, for lack of a better way to put it, step up your game. Okay? When you're questioning your own devotions, you're being asked to commit more deeply. But there's a fork in the road that you've been approaching. That fork in the road is now resolving itself. That fork existed much more strongly when Jupiter was transiting Vishaka Nakshatra. Now it's beginning to become clear, but you're recognizing, I cannot simultaneously do one thing, and I cannot do the other thing at the same time that I'm doing that one thing, right? Okay, so there have to be boundary lines drawn. You have to be clear on what it is that you want. And once you are clear, which in fact, most likely you already are, you need to not question. When chaos arises, remind yourself of your mission. That's another quality of Shatabhishak Nakshatra. Finding the mission, sticking to the mission. The only problem is with Mars's transit here, you're uncertain of what that mission is because you keep kind of getting diverted here and there. Diversions are okay if, again, coming back to point, which is the whole point of this video, coming back to point, right? If you over and over again, when you get diverted, if you come back to center, remind yourself of the reason that you've chosen this particular direction. Don't question. Don't question, or if you do question, let it be constructively. Because in the midst of all your questioning, you're going to find that your thinking is circular. And that's another quality of Shatabhishak Nakshatra. It's represented by a circle. You're going to find your thinking is circular. So you'll get diverted. You'll question. You'll go in one direction. You'll doubt your purpose. And then when you think your way through it, you'll find that you come right back to center, which is where you were in the first place. So remind yourself when that happens. Remind yourself. Know that you're going to come back around to point. Okay? And then if you head yourself off at the pass, you won't have to go around in circles. But if you're going around in circles and you could use a little bit of help with a difficult situation, I do offer several different levels of astrological service, all of which are available through the astrological services page of my website. If you wish to schedule with me, you can do so at the link above. That's going to do it for Mars's transit through Shatabhishak Nakshatra on the 5th of November through to the 28th of November, 2018. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.